This weekend, Ryan is physically cleaning a house, Andy is digitally cleaning a house, and we fight for the right to dream. I'm Ryan,
I'm Andy.
and this is Weekend Rental, episode 216. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Weekend Rental. Man, it's been a long couple weeks. For me, Andy, how have you been?
I would say busy, but nowhere in the same realm as what you got going on.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I mean, for one, we had Halloween since we last recorded, so
Oh, yes.
I'm guessing you and I were both busy getting kids
Felt like
ready
there
for
was
that.
four Halloweens.
Oh, yeah, lots of parties and family
Oh,
gatherings, and
yeah. Just nonstop putting costumes on.
nice. Do you guys dress up with the kids or no?
I don't. My wife went as Winnie the Pooh, so.
Nice.
How about you? Are your kids too old for this stuff now,
I
or?
mean, my daughter's getting there, but they both went. They each picked a friend that they were going to go with, and then so it's kind of like the whole shuffling around, dropping them off, letting them go, and then picking them back up. And my son got a shitload of candy. He also got like two potatoes from two different houses. People were handing out just like raw potatoes for some reason. So I thought that was interesting. It
Is
was
it?
like I thought the teachers when we were kids were assholes who gave you like bookmarkers or a pencil, but like a
Yeah.
potato. They didn't
Is
do.
that almost feels like a political message or something, and I'm not sure what it means.
Probably. Probably. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, it was like right in the midst too of like the move and everything because we closed on the house on the 30th. So it was kind of like stop work at like 5 o'clock on Halloween and drop them off. Then we put the bucket of candy out in front of the new house because I was like, I don't know if anybody's going to stop, but I don't know if we're going to hear them either. And at the end of the night, the bucket of candy was gone. So I assume like one kid just like dumped 80% of it in the day, which is fine. I give zero
Yep.
shits, but yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's been a lot. So Friday or last Thursday afternoon, we closed on the new house so that it was like go time. My wife and I took Friday and Monday off. So Thursday was like deep clean everything, get over here and scrub the bathrooms and do all that stuff. My daughter was cleaning the basement bathroom, flushed the toilet, and I was down there working on some stuff. I was pulling like for whatever reason these people put like 80 million nails into every wall. I don't know why they hung that much stuff up or with nails, but they did. So it was a whole
Hmm.
night of me ripping that out and like putting drywall in so it could dry and sand. And I just smelled this like horrendous sewage smell. So like I'm like, what happened in here? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, let me look. And then yeah, her cleaning and flushing the toilet, completely blown O-ring. Like, no way the previous owner did not know this. So it was like, yeah, sewage water, stink back up, like and water all over the floor. So like immediately day one, I get to do like one of the worst jobs every homeowner has, which is ripping off their toilet and replacing it. And then we realized on the walk through the day before that they had like busted the shower downstairs also to the point where like when you pull the water on to like start the shower, like all the pipes and everything come with it, which clearly was
Oh.
not caught in the inspection because they test that and it was working fine. So they broke the shower, didn't
Huh.
bother to replace it. So that was a fun. So basically, we started with like one non-functional bathroom on move-in. So I still haven't fixed the shower, toilet, whatever. But yeah, and
Yeah,
then
how
we
do you do
spent.
that? Are you just gonna kind of like glue it or something so it doesn't move, or?
I don't know. I'm gonna take the. There's like a. I can take the handle off, and I can take like the faceplate off. I'm gonna have to look what's back there. But my thought is like, if I can somehow like shim some wood in there and then like secure the pipes to it so they don't move, I'll be okay. But I'm gonna have to figure that out. If it absolutely stumps me, I'll call a plumber. But I'm pretty sure I can figure this one out. Um, and then yeah, it was like my wife had all her family over. My parents came over, and I don't know, like it was like a painting party because we were just like painting everything because this house had like way too many walls that were in a bunch of different colors. So like 3 straight days of painting. All the meanwhile, my father-in-law was over here thinking like we were moving in this weekend. It was like we don't have anything packed. Like I wasn't planning on moving a goddamn thing this weekend, but like I need to get shit done, like the toilet and the paint and like so he was like sitting around bored. So then I ended up having to like switch it up and just be like, okay, let's go to the house and move stuff, I guess, because that's what you think we're
Yeah.
doing. And then, I was like, well, let's not take too much. And he's like, was that all we're taking? I'm like, it's going in the garage. It's going to be in our way. Like, I don't want to, I don't need to create a second mess from the first mess. And then, yeah, I had him and my dad and my son, and it was just like trying to direct traffic. My dad's like grabbing the dirty laundry basket from our old house. My father-in-law's grabbing shit that like we've written into the agreement to stay with the old house. It's like, guys, just like please put everything down. Like, let's not
Ripping
do
the carpet
this.
up.
Yeah. So I mean, it was fine. I appreciate everybody's help. It was just kind of a shit show, and yeah, 4 days of exhaustion. We got a lot done, but it's just still very like halfway there. But the silver lining is, I guess we don't close on our old place until December 12th. So I have, more or less 6 weeks to get stuff done. And we've still got pets at the old house that we're taking care of. So we're going there a couple times a day and just like slowly grabbing things as we need them. So
Yeah, and that's kind of nice. So you don't end up, like you said, just a ton of boxes, because by
yeah,
what eventually happens is you don't unpack a lot of those boxes then
right.
if it's just in a big pile like that.
Yeah, and we're trying to unpack what we need and then take those empty totes and then run them back and grab more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been a lot. I will say the one thing I've immediately noticed was like going from our 1950s house that's like plaster and lath and like clearly had like all the insulation on the walls subtle is that at our old house when you set it to 65, which is what we had it set at when we left for heat, like you were freezing your dick off, right? Like the walls were freezing, like it was cold in the house, everything was drafty. And you come into this new, well, it's not new, it's like 77. So I gained 27 years. But you have it set at 65 and like we're all sweating, right? Like it's like, oh, this is what insulation is supposed to do. Like this is awesome. So yeah. So yeah, met a couple of neighbors in the backyard. Everybody seems okay. So dog is slowly adjusting. Cats are still living large at the old house by themselves. They have free reign. So
Yep. Well, that's awesome.
yeah, it's something. I'm waiting for it to like get to normalcy, which I think is still a ways away, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to make it work. So
Before you know it, you'll be there a year and it won't even feel like it's been that long, you know?
yeah, probably. How about you guys? Are you still working in the basement or are you in a spot where you're slowing down?
Still doing a lot. We kind of decided to go with the carpet route in the bedrooms.
Sure.
Um and now I'm committed to learn how to do that, to lay carpet. Not something I was expecting to do, but
So like full
we'll see.
rolls, not like squares.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. We were gonna do like these carpet squares that you glue down,
Yeah.
or they just kind of stick there. But when you like do the math, like you could just get rolls and like get 3 rolls
Sure.
for the same price of the squares, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's
And I
not too
suppose if you
bad.
know what you're doing,
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
It's just mostly making sure you don't cut corners too short, I guess.
Yeah.
And then there's always like the residual damage to the paint you just put on the walls, which always sucks. And then you're touching stuff up after. But
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they made the bottom side a little softer. Come on.
Right.
By now.
No, it's got to be like sandpapery, like grid on the back that just like fucks up everything it touches.
Yep. Yep. We're gonna try and do it before the trim goes on, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So we haven't
That
done
way you can
trim
hide your
yet.
flaws, right?
Yep.
Well, then you'll
Yep.
know how.
I might need 2x4s
I
around
was
the
gonna
base
say. I was
first.
just gonna say. Now you'll know how thick of trim you need to buy, like, depending on those cuts, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it makes sense. Like, it's nice from like a if you have water standpoint too. You just roll up the whole thing versus like having to pull a bunch of tiles. So
Right.
I get that.
And it's, it's pretty cheap carpet, so
Yeah.
we didn't put anything fancy. It's a basement, so
Well, if you're gonna have kids living in those bedrooms anyway, like just count that carpet goodbye in like 5 years. So
yeah, exactly. Yep.
of a big spaghettio stain next to the Dr. Pepper stain, next to God knows what stain, boogers on the wall.
Yep.
I
I'm like this close to be like knowing what all that's coming, and it's just like, do I even tack this down?
do not at
Just
all.
lay it.
Yeah. That was the one takeaway I learned from moving out of our old places. Like boogers are just texture onto walls. You just leave them and paint over them because they're everywhere
Yep.
in my kids' rooms. Well, my son's more than my daughter. So
Yep. That's orange peel texture. What are you talking about?
yeah, people pay a premium for that. I'm getting it for free.
My board game table that I pre-ordered about 3 months ago, finally arrived. So that was exciting.
Nice. That got like slots for all your like pieces and stuff too. And
Yep. It comes with like leaves that go over the top, and then you take the leaves off, and it's kind of like a table inside, kind of like a indented play area inside with a mat and
nice.
magnetic rail all around for your little accessories and cup holders and stuff like that. So
What did that set you back?
after everything, it was about $2,500.
Okay. But I mean, if it looks nice and doubles as a dining table, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I felt bad because the guy like who delivered it didn't come up my driveway. And then he called me. He's like, "You want me to I can just bring it up there?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, bring it up on my patio, or, where I have it." Thinking that he had like one of those like little things that you could just drive,
Oh
little
yeah, like the
forklift or
little,
whatever.
yeah, right.
No, he had a pallet jack, and he he drug this like
Oh
400
no.
pounds of stuff up a hill, up the driveway. It's like, oh man, I didn't know that, man. Sorry.
It's more of a him problem than a you problem.
Yeah.
I had a fun delivery today. We came home for lunch and got a knock on the door. It was the postman. Wanted me to sign for a certified letter, and I was like, I just moved in. Like, I'm not sure what this is for. Can I just open the letter before? He's like, I can't let you do that until you sign. Like, okay, whatever, I'll sign. Here it was like a lawsuit that the previous owner is embroiled in. It's like I opened it up and read through these documents and stuff, and it was like how much was owed, and like we're gonna pursue further litigation. Like Jesus Christ, like would I buy the House of Horrors or what? So I
Good
ended
thing
up, yeah. So I ended up like
you got a
writing
lien
like
on the house.
return to sender, does not live here. Threw it in the mailbox, put the flag up, along with a few other letters I found in there. So we'll see what happens, but. I was like, what the hell?
That's crazy.
I'm
Some of the most expensive or important mail that you get.
right.
You don't have it passed on.
It just made me really glad I opted for the title insurance because I was like, yeah, I made the right call on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So hopefully those things
Yep.
stop coming. I guess we'll see. Ugh. Well, outside of adulting, what else have you been up to? Gaming and ooh, I want to talk about your first one, Power Wash Sim 2. You've had time to sink into it.
Yep.
How is it?
And
Is it the same? Is it better?
it's the same.
Okay.
They've made some pretty big improvements though. First of all is split screen multiplayer.
Nice.
So me and my wife, pretty much every night, we're knocking out a couple things on there.
I'm just picturing it you getting yelled at for like missing like tiny spots under like things.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
all the time. Because at the end, you know how it always is. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I track down this other thing, and that's usually where it comes in. Yeah. This was what you were working on. Why is it not done? Yeah. But in this one, they also give you unlimited soap, which in
Okay.
the previous one you had to like pay for that,
right.
and so you can just get soap out of the box. So especially when you have two people, it's like one person is just soaping everything up, and the other person's spraying, and it really goes pretty fast on a lot of things. I wonder if it scales I can't imagine it would. like the difficulty of like how dirty something is, like how much time it takes
Sure.
with multiplayer. Because some of those were, I mean, it was over an hour
Oh
for
yeah,
two people doing it. So
2 hours for some of the big ones, right?
yeah. Um, and then they have those circular things that you put up, you put on the ground or on the walls and stuff like that, and they spray through kind of like a circular mat. Those weren't in the old games.
Okay.
They make doing flat surfaces a lot better.
This is like a Roomba that you just like throw down, or what?
Kind of. It's on a stick. You still have to drag it around, but
Okay. Oh, you had the
it com-
circular. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, the
yep,
actual tool, right?
yep. But other than that, it's pretty much the same game. There's like furniture. It's funny because it's like you have your home base and you can like buy furniture and for your home base for like decorating and stuff. But of course, in the twist is that you once you buy the furniture, it's disgusting and you have to power wash the furniture
Sure.
before you can place it.
As you do, power wash furniture.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's not like they have upholstery cleaners or anything.
and they're buying it from Facebook, obviously. So,
Right. Makes sense. Gotta get those bed bugs off somehow.
yep.
Yeah,
But that's been good.
I've been itching to dive into that. I just have not. I haven't had my PC set up until last night, like late. So,
Yeah.
and my Xbox is still at the other house. So,
Oh, yeah. Hmm. I
yeah.
did finish Ball Pit or
Oh,
Ball X
really?
Pit.
How many
Yeah.
levels are there in total?
Uh, 8,
Okay.
maybe? I think there's 20 different characters. I thought for a while there that I had to beat the last level with all the characters, but it ended up maybe being 8 or 10.
What's the final
Um,
verdict on it then?
it's pretty good. I really like some of them are some of the characters, their powers just are not, they're kind of not great. You play
Sure.
them once and you're like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really jive with that one, I guess.
Right.
And then eventually you get to a spot where there's an upgrade building that you get where it allows you to have two characters at the same in the same run, and then you get to mix
Nice.
their abilities, and that's where it like really kicks off to be like, okay, you're blowing the doors off some of this stuff, right?
Yeah, lots of combinations there too, I'd imagine.
Yep. But then there's also times where I get to the final boss. Like the final boss, I think you probably played the skeleton guy where you have to hit him in the back.
Yep.
There's one guy who will push all the balls forward. They will never come back to you until they hit the back, and then they come back to you.
Okay.
That's one of his things, and there's no way to bounce the ball around to the backside to that thing. So it was like I got there, I'm like, oh, this combo's awesome, and then got to that boss, and it's like, there's no way to hit this boss. I can't. So I died on the boss, but yeah, overall that game's pretty good. It's not like a true roguelike, more it's more RPG-ish almost, because like you start getting, you scale your skills and your abilities up and your stats up enough that you know all the previous levels are no problem. There's not much challenge to them.
Sure. How many hours do you think it took you to beat it?
uh, Probably 15 maybe probably put
Okay.
into it.
I mean, I think that's a good amount of fun for an indie game.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
it's now that I beat it, I mean, I'm not itching to go back to it or anything like that,
Right.
but you kind of get everything you get out of it. I think I got all the kind of the main upgrades and stuff like that, so there's not much point.
Yeah, I should go back into that and get a little further at least. I don't think I'll probably complete it, but I did like what I played. I have played a few more rounds of Mega Bonk, kind of in that same vein since we last talked. I've
Hmm.
unlocked several more characters, so I'm just kind of going through and like trying to clear each tier with them before I move on to somebody new. So still, still a good. Like I like that one. It's got that same kind of one more run feel as like Ball X Pit, where like
Yep.
you put 90 minutes in, you're like, okay, I'm done for tonight, but like you don't regret any of the 90 minutes you put in.
Yep.
Those
Yep.
3-4 runs are totally worth it.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the sweet spot where like a lot of games that like a Dark Souls or something like that, they have the same type of thing where you're probably doing equivalent of a runs, right?
Mhm.
It's just you're dying and going back to your corpse and stuff like that. But it feels way more harsh and more abstract than, these roguelikes do. So
Yeah. Does the overworld farm city building get any better, or is it all just kind of nonsensical
no, it gets
still?
worse.
Okay. Okay.
It
That's
turns
kind of
into
what
like
I
a
thought.
nightmare.
Because like I did not like that at the beginning, and I can't imagine it was gonna turn for me. So
It turns into a nightmare of moving stuff around constantly to get to the things that you're trying to build, and then you aim the thing at it, and then it just by the end of it, the your guys will be like walking around for like a minute straight, so they have like a speed up button. They just blast through their paths. It's amazing. It just that part's cool where it's just like zigzags of just crazy amount of progress happening. Just
sure.
like every forest and wheat field to get cut and building gets hit. Like there's upgrades in there where you have to hit them like 250 times to get the thing built. So
But it sounds like it still sounds like a forced part of the game for progression, probably more so than like
yeah,
something you actually enjoy doing.
yeah, it definitely is definitely that. I really didn't get there is a lot of like min maxing on like where you place your buildings because it affects other things around it. I didn't
Sure.
get too much into that, but yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, still like it's a cool little concept of a game. I hope it gets a sequel where they kind of like balance out like because like the main part of the game is so fun and like that farm part is just so kind of an afterthought. I feel like be nice to
Yeah.
see them either make them equal or just like maybe just forget that part of the game and focus on like doubling down on the core gameplay. But
Yeah, I'd be interested if they could. I mean, they really tap the well on like what you can do with characters, I think. By the end there, you're getting ones that are turn-based. So like you would walk one space ahead and then you shoot. Then
oh
you walk
really?
one space ahead and you shoot.
Hmm.
So there's one that doesn't even it does everything for you. So it's like you could just it's put down the
Autopilot like
controller and
tank
watch it
mode.
play.
Yeah,
Yep.
interesting. Interesting. Well, since we're talking Xbox Game Pass games, we might as well talk a little more Xbox and that Halo announcement that happened just after we recorded last, and that being the awfully named, in my opinion, Halo campaign evolved, and the fact that it is going to PlayStation and PC day and date. PC not a surprise, but I mean, Microsoft just gave away what arguably was a killer asset, or it used to be maybe eight
Used to
years
be,
ago.
I think. That was that's my thinking that is if Halo was still doing the numbers that it probably used to do, I don't know
But the
if
crazy
they
part
would
is,
do
is
day and
it,
date.
it's probably going to sell better on PS5 than on Xbox hardware, right?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
not even probably, like just sheer numbers wise of
Yeah.
install base, it's going to. So then, what is
Well,
again with the Game Pass hike and Halo? What does that say about Microsoft? Like, what is Xbox?
yeah. Well, the news came out kind of about that, right? That corporate was demanding them to make 30% profit margin on everything, and it was like this is where all the price increases are coming from. I mean, there's no other way
Yeah,
they could have went around this, right?
yeah. It's just like it's crazy to me too that like we've already had like anniversary editions, the Master Chief Collection. So this is like literally the third time that Halo has been redone. I also think it's interesting that they're focusing just on the campaign. There will be no multiplayer or online multiplayer.
Or
They've
Forge.
said that that's because they are focusing on cross-platform multiplayer online gameplay, which will allow four people. But to me, that means you probably also had to drastically rework the campaign because I would say the last
Hmm.
act, the last third of that game is very much a corridor shooter. which felt claustrophobic and confusing with two
To
people.
begin with. Yeah.
Right. And then if you're putting four in there, it does not seem fun. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Like, I'm excited potentially to see what this could be, but I'm also just like hesitant as like, what did they do to my memory of Halo? You know? Um, and I also think it's a little bit sad that, in all honesty, we're going to probably get the worst version of that game on Xbox Series because it will not have the limitations of the S that the 5 has,
Mm.
or the things you can do with PC to like bump frame rates, increase lighting. Um, so it's kind of interesting. It's like you're taking their flagship, or what was their flagship franchise, and kind of like cutting it off at the knees to a certain extent on their own hardware. So I don't know. Like, again, continuing down like the final nail in the coffin discussion we've been having, like this just feels like another firm nail in the why does an Xbox exist argument, I guess.
Yeah. The I mean, I think we've talked about how Halo, I don't think is the same franchise that it used to be.
Yeah,
I mean, a long, long time ago, Call of Duty took its lunch for a good
right.
amount of time, you know?
But you still had like Reach, and four
Yep.
was solid enough. I mean, Reach, I
Hmm.
would say, was the last great game, right?
Yeah.
And yeah,
But they
you're
just
right.
don't pull in the hype that they used to, right?
No,
You know?
nobody is after a polished, story-driven, focused FPS in 2025. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so even if
Mhm.
this sells well, it's not going to sell what like a Fortnite or an Overwatch or a Call of Duty with an online multiplayer component will do. That's just a fact.
Yeah. And what's the story? Everybody knows the story
Right.
of the campaign,
Cortana, the
basically.
Covenant, the
Yep.
Flood.
Yeah.
We've been there. The
Yeah.
trailer looked beautiful, but it
Hmm.
also didn't look unlike what my memory portrayed Halo to be either. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I, hmm. The multiplayer. That's the reason why you play Halo the originals now. You don't go back and play the campaign.
Even if they just included 4-player couch co-op with like LAN
Yeah.
abilities, that would have been enough. Like bare bones, you know. It didn't even have to be online because you have the Master Chief Collection for that. But like giving the opportunity to a new generation to experience 4 people on a couch
Yep.
in
That'd be
Blood
good.
Gulch would have been awesome.
Yep. Yeah. Huh. Well, the way they're talking about, they've been kind of talking about their next console, and they keep saying it's a premium experience. So, like, it just sounds like
So
it
over a
sounds
thousand
expensive.
dollars is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That
Weird.
one made my head hurt. Um, I did have a chance to watch a little bit of content in between moving stuff, and I think that Murder series has been on Netflix for a while now. I think maybe like the Ted Bundy thing was the first one, but we sat down and watched that Murder, the Ed Gein story. Have you seen any of this?
No, is it? It's a kind of like a live action kind of like retelling of it, or is it kind of
Yeah.
like a documentary more?
Yeah, it's more of a retelling, like sort of horror, thriller, drama.
Okay.
And he was like apparently like I didn't really know anything about him. He was like in Wisconsin, rural small town Wisconsin. Apparently, this guy was like the basis for like basically what every other psycho became, including Ted Bundy and all that stuff. And they like the story even like it's a very confusing series because I think it's like is it 10 episodes, but it bounces back and forth between like decades and storylines because it goes into like Alfred Hitchcock basing Psycho off of it. So there's pieces of like how Psycho came together. There's pieces of how like it also inspired Texas Chainsaw Massacre and like those people involved in that. And then like the post era of him being a psychopath where he's institutionalized and like the FBI comes to him, and like he helps him track down Ted Bundy. He's like, oh, he likes to collect skulls, does he? So, well, if you're going to cut a head off, there's only like one good way to do it. If I was going to do it, I'd use
That
like
sounds like another movie.
yeah, he's like, I'd use this particular saw blade. You can get it at any Ace Hardware. I'd start there. And like, it's like, that's the tip that like, I
Yeah.
don't know, it's so fucked up. And it's so depraved and like gross. And like, he's wearing skin suits and digging up corpses and
Yeah, that
having sex with the
becomes
corpses.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't recommend watching it, but like, it's pretty like unbelievable that that all happened back in the era that it did.
Yep. Yeah. There was a Netflix show called was it Mindhunter or something like that. That was about those FBI guys that would go in and like try and figure out like what made this guy these type
Yeah.
of people tick, you know. And yeah, it's kind of crazy. I
Yeah.
think
There's,
I think he was one of it. Yeah.
yeah, because there's a lot of storyline with him and like local police and like the FBI and stuff. And like, you know, he was schizophrenic. So it was like, they had the hardest time pegging him down, right? Because like he could completely like dissociate himself from reality. So like lie detectors did not work. Like right, he like seemed like a normal person otherwise, and
Hmm.
yeah, well at least according to that story, but pretty horrific stuff. Like it was gross. I mean, we watched it over the Halloween season, so it like fit. But
Yeah.
I don't say that. I wouldn't say that I particularly enjoyed the majority of it. It was just kind of well, we're invested. Let's see it through. So
Yeah. Did you watch the Dahmer one?
I didn't.
Okay.
No.
Wondering if it's like that or
I think it's
better.
probably the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the most interesting thing with this one is like it's the lead actor from Sons of Anarchy, and he just plays like pretty much the polar opposite of that character. Like he's got like
Hmm.
this weird like soft like voice and stuff. It's really pretty unsettling.
Huh.
But yeah, watch it if you dare. I can't give a full hearted like go out and watch this thing because it's pretty rough. But
Right. Well, especially when it's like real guy.
yeah, yeah. 2 states over from where we grew up, or one for
Yep.
you. Yeah.
Same type of probably type of living, you know, right? That we're used to.
Oh yeah.
Same type of atmosphere, I would imagine that he
Yeah.
grew up in.
Small town, middle America.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows everybody, which that's the craziest part to me was with that whole story was like he did like so much horrific shit where like you know the cops would come to the door and he'd just like have like some like no haven't seen him and the cops would be like all right well thanks you know I don't know it was pretty wild.
Huh.
Yeah.
I watched a movie.
Ooh.
Um, once a month, I have to do at my job. I have to do an update that updates all the costs of all of our products based on different new prices that come in over the month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was about 11 o'clock at night on November 3rd, and realized I had not done it. I had completely forgotten that this thing needed to happen that evening. So I was like, oh shit. Start this 4-hour process at midnight now, I guess. So
Nice.
in the background, I put on a movie that I had wanted to see. It's called Bullet Train. Um, it's Brad Pitt, a couple other people that really stylized. I think it's by somebody connected to John Wick. It's very much kind of like that type of
Sure.
action, but a little bit more comedy too. So it's everybody's there's about 5 different assassins all trying to get the same thing on a bullet train in Japan over the course of a night. So a lot of hijinks happen, a lot of violence, a lot of gory violence. It's almost Tarantino-esque action in that way too. But overall, I think it's pretty good.
How does Brad Pitt fit in like a John Wick style action movie these days? Like, did he keep up like with the action scenes? Was it stunt doubles or?
Yeah, I don't know if it's too many stunt doubles or not. I mean, obviously, because they can probably hide it pretty well because it's all action in a tight train, right?
Right.
Um, but I think he does pretty well in it. I mean, he's a little bit more. He's probably one of the more quippy guys in it, so it's more the comic side of it.
Mhm.
Whereas the people around him are a little bit more serious toward their goals, but there's still some spread out all between. But yeah, I would give it a recommend. It's pretty good. I think it
Yeah, I
came
think I
out 3 years
remember.
ago, and it's I thought it was a new movie.
Yeah, I do remember seeing trailers for it and thinking it looked interesting, but yeah, I kind of totally forgot it existed too. So it was kind of in that era, like post pandemic, where if stuff was coming out, then you like had so much content to watch, like things just slipped through the cracks. So
Yeah. Yeah,
what's
I
it?
think that's probably was that one that, was like in theaters and they released it immediately or
Right,
something
like a
like
month
that. Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
What is it streaming on?
I watched it on HBO.
Okay, I'll have to see if I can get it
So,
on Plex.
yeah. Yeah, it's a good time.
Nice. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen like a newer movie too, so I'll put that on my short list. I feel like I just haven't had much to watch lately.
Hmm.
What is Cartographers? Board game?
Yes. It's it's a genre called flip and write. So it's a bunch of cards that you flip over. It tells you different things that you can draw in on a map. You
Okay,
have kind of a grid, and then you get to choose how you place the shape and like what type of is it a mountain? Is it a forest? That type of thing. And then as you go, there's scoring conditions based on how well you were able to, do the things that they'll say, oh, if you filled out a column, you get 6 points. If you have this many forests that are surrounded by, everything around it, so many points for that. So it's kind of a everybody's doing it at the same time type of game, which is kind of nice. It's not turns, right? You
sure.
flip, you have the cards, and you just all do it at the same time. So you could have unlimited number of people playing as long as you have the grids, I suppose. But it's a quick, easy kind of strategic game. Kind of fit a little bit of Tetris in there. I think the twist is there's one card that gets flipped over, and then you have to give your map to somebody, the opposing player,
Sure.
and then they get to just throw junk, like throw a junk thing. It's like Tetris, right? It's their turn to throw some junk on your map. So,
Right. A little bit of chicken horse in there too.
yep,
Sabotage.
exactly. Yep. Which I think
Yeah.
they're making another one of those, right? I thought I heard.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of cool. And like, what does like a round usually take, like time wise?
Oh, probably 20, 30 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
So that's like a good like cap off the end of a night type game.
Yep. Yep.
Which those are the best anyway. You don't have to get super
My wife
invested.
really, yeah, my wife really loves these type of games, and to the point where she went upstairs and got colored pencils. So they were all color coded to the type of land it is that you're drawing in. It's
Nice.
pretty impressive. Yeah.
Nice. And is she just destroying everybody else in the family?
I think I won the first game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still got it.
It was just me and her the first time. Yeah.
Nice. That sounds like. Where'd you find that one? Online or Target or?
We found it on a board game trip or on our vacation in a board game store that we kind of just came across. It was like a $20 game, so it was like, oh, try this one.
I think I've heard of it before too.
I think
I
it is in
haven't.
Target too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out. It sounds interesting. All my board games right now are in boxes, so I'm not playing anything. I have like amazingly 4 totes, and I think we still have a whole other cupboard to clear out. So I mean, it doesn't compare to the like 25 totes of video games I have, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have anything else like media related. I was just going to touch on like the Quick Stop chain of gas stations has like started like taking over Fargo Moorhead, and everyone is like ridiculously excited about Quick Stop, which I was like, it's just a gas station. We got lots of them, people. So like, I think they've got two officially open now in Moorhead, and there's like one almost
Oh,
open in
they open
Fargo.
now already?
Yeah, there's
Wow.
two. So there's one like on a weird frontage road over by the high school. You know, the second one opened across the river from like my old place. So I was like, all right, like, because I've been to Quick Stops, right? Like, you see them when we go cross country, like
Yep.
even to MGC every year. I stop at a Quick Stop, like it's a gas station, whatever. So I was like, well, I'll go over there because like I looked up their opening day or opening week specials, and I was gonna make chili, and for whatever reason, Quick Stop has hamburger at $3.50 a pound. So I was like, well, I need hamburger, and that's dirt cheap these days, so I'll
Yep.
go there. But like, holy shit! Granted, brand new store, like first week of opening, but like that was like a junk food, fast food, coffee stop, like just fucking heaven. Like it was so clean, and there's just so many options. Um, and I don't know if all of our listeners like maybe it's probably more of a Midwest thing
I
kind of
think
thing
it's,
where
yeah,
like
mostly started in Wisconsin and now it's kind of all over. Yeah.
yeah, where like gas stations are like sometimes the best spots to get like crappy fast food, and like this is just like everything you can imagine. They had like fried chicken, pizza, sandwiches, burritos, hot dogs. They had a full soup bar, including mac and cheese with like 6 options, a full counter to like top off your hot dogs and sandwiches with condiments. I don't know how many baked goods, like just every kind of donut you could imagine. And then like literally one whole end of the gas station was just the coffee bar. And it was like cold brews, nitros, like cappuccino machines, like slushies. It was fucking wild. So yeah, I've been kind of impressed. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to go there, like unless I need gas or something. But I guess I kind of see why everyone in Fargo is a little bit excited. But
Yeah. It's crazy because they were just, I mean, I don't even know if the one in Alexander's open, and that was supposed to be the most westward one. So it's
oh
crazy
really?
that, yeah, it's already up in Fargo too.
Yeah. There's
And,
one opening like 2 blocks from my bank.
huh, yeah. I mean, they're expanding like crazy. There's, I mean, over in Wisconsin, there's like,
Yeah, they're
they're all
everywhere.
over the place. But, yeah, they're super clean. The people are always friendly.
Hmm.
You can get like 95% of your groceries there
Yeah, for
and like
sure.
decent price. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is basically a grocery store. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, I've been popping in there I popped in there like 3 times because like obviously with the home move and the remodel, I'm going to Menards, the local hardware store, which just happens to be over that way anyway. So I'm like, well, I might as well go to Quick Trip and like
Yeah.
grab a beverage or some donuts. And yeah, yeah, it was. I think they're gonna put a dent in Casey's because like Casey's is
Yeah.
kind of like the reigning king here, and
Hmm.
there I've looked at their pizza that they sell there, and like it looks like dog shit compared to like what Casey's pizza is. But if that's the only like differentiator, why would you stop at a Casey's when you've got like a whole wall of like amazing choices? So
Yep.
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, like you said, they're super friendly, like stupid friendly. Whether or not that changes too, like once they're out of like grand opening phase, who
Well,
knows?
their whole thing is their catchphrase or whatever. When they check you out, and it's like, yep, they know they got you, right?
Yeah, yeah. They keep trying to get me to sign up for rewards, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll break down eventually, though, I'm sure. But I suppose does that bring us to staff picks already? I
Oh
think
yeah.
so. I'll go. I'll just go quick because mine ties into
Mhm.
everything else I talked about at the top of the hour, and I was just gonna. Oh no, no, no! Wait, I switched it out. Never mind. I'll go first anyway because I said I was going to, but it does tie into incidentally all the home stuff too. Because when we close on our house, our realtor handed us like a thank you card with a $100 gift certificate to a local liquor store. So we're like, oh, good. Like, let's go grab some supplies for remodeling. And then they had Shinerbach, which is a Texas brewery, has their holiday cheer beer, which is brewed with Texas peaches and pecan, and it only comes out over the holidays. And we went to the liquor store. They just happened to start getting those in, so grabbed a 12 pack of that. And that is still like one of the best, like most refreshing, like chill comfort beers there is. And like I'm sad that you can only get it from like October to middle of December because it sells out fast.
Right. Yeah, it is pretty good. Definitely. And it's one that you don't see too often either, even when it is
No.
around. I feel like it's hard to kind of track down.
Yeah, usually I end up like getting like 3 12 packs maybe over the season, and then I can't find it anymore. So yeah, great beer. I mean, Shiner is a great brewery in general for like a fairly large micro to regional brewery. But I think this is their by far their best beer. Highly recommend. And it's perfect for like working on the house because it's like 5%, so you can have like a couple of them throughout the day and not like fuck up your painting or whatever you're doing.
Yep.
How about you?
Mine is a movie that I watched. It's called The Substance, and supposedly it's kind of an indie movie, but I don't know how much of that's true because it stars Demi Moore.
Oh,
Um,
when did they come
and
out?
it's this year, I think, maybe late last year, and it's kind of like a horror, a way deeper horror version of Death Becomes You,
Okay.
where Demi Moore is like a aging actress who is finding she's doing like she hosts like a exercise program and she's getting fired because she's just not cutting it anymore as far as looks go. And the premise is, she finds out about this injection basically called the substance that you inject yourself with, and a younger, more beautiful, better, perfect version of you um, comes out from within you. Like your back opens up and then this thing just grows, come right out of you.
Does the injection come from Ashton Kutcher's penis?
He was not in the movie.
Oh,
Weird.
weird. Yeah. Okay.
Um, and the twist with this is that they both sides have to like feed each other while they're down. So, and then they switch who is basically alive and active once a week, every 7 days.
Sounds kind of fucked up.
Yeah. And it plays that movie for a good chunk of it, for the probably 2/3 of it. And that kind of gets into more and more awful stuff. Obviously, they're fighting for control over who's actually get to be the one alive now. Um, and then it just goes off the rails and it goes into um, Toxic Avenger. I don't know how to
Like
describe
gore
it.
and all.
Yeah.
Gross. So like,
But it's fun.
how does the downtime work? Is the other person like bedridden and they're like spooning them Campbell's
Oh, it's
soup,
just a
or what
naked
is?
body just laying on the bathroom floor for a week, basically.
Huh. Interesting. I have not heard anything about this. Maybe for good reason.
Yeah, it's
Really?
it's highly rated. Has won ton of awards. Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. How gory is the scene where she's like birthing the like mutant version of herself?
That one's pretty gross. But nothing like, I mean, the end is just a whole other level of what that could be. Um, yeah, it's something. It's truly like different, I think, because it turns. I mean, a lot of the movie is really interesting, and then it turns into complete horror show, right?
Hmm. I'll have to look into this. I'm curious. I haven't heard anything about it at all.
Yeah.
What do you stream that on?
I think that was on HBO too.
Okay.
Um,
You're going with HBO
yeah,
stuff that I can't watch.
yeah. For the first time I heard about this, it was like a few months ago, and it was only on some like really crazy streaming thing, like Mubi or something like that. It was
Sure.
really weird, and it finally showed up on something. I'm like, okay,
Huh.
Halloween time. This is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. See if I can find it on Plex because it sounds. I mean, I like the gory stuff, so I'm gonna have to check this out.
Do you like naked girls? Because there's a lot of that too. But
See, yeah, maybe I shouldn't watch this. If it was a naked dude, I'd be all about it. The more dong, the better. I always
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Well, I suppose it's time for the weekend rental.
Yeah.
And the weekend rental for the uninitiated, we pick a game for a given system. Andy and I will both play it, give our opinions as to whether we'd personally buy, rent, or burn that game. We are talking about the Game Boy Advance this episode, and it is the game is Klonoa: Empire of Dreams. I believe this is actually the second 2D Klonoa game, fourth in the series, or maybe third in the series. I think it might have come out. I think it was developed the same time as the PS2 game, but
Oh,
the actual
sure.
blueprint for this game was the Wonder Swan. That's where Klonoa first went 2D. And yeah, this is just adapting Klonoa, which already was mostly a 2D game with a 3D sheen. So you don't really lose a lot in the perspective change of the Game Boy Advance. I don't think in the gameplay. It's still fundamentally there.
Yeah, not as far as the gameplay. I think you lose a lot in kind of the magical tricks that PS1 kind
Yeah.
of, like the 0.5D that that you really miss out on, I think.
They really try to push it though to their limits in the cutscenes and the boss battles though to like kind of bring
Scaling
that
and all that.
they
Yeah.
really push the hardware, like honestly.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, it's Klonoa, right? Like you can jump, you can double jump with an enemy, you can grab enemies, you collect things and try to get to the end of the level. I would say that this game it has its action stages, but I would say at its core, it's a light puzzle platformer. Is mostly what it feels like. Um,
Yeah. That's what I was trying to remember. Like, this is the second one we played in maybe a year, right? We
yeah,
played the
it is.
first
Yep.
one maybe last year, and I felt like there wasn't as much backtracking and kind of like maze like stuff going
Right.
than this one does.
It at late game original Klonoa has some of those gates and doors, but you're right. It wasn't like the focus of the gameplay.
Yeah. Yep.
Here it definitely
Oh
is.
yeah, that's right. The gates definitely were. Yep, I remember them now. Yep.
Yep. But then you also get like some of the like highlights of the PS2 version and the sequel where you're doing like the surfing levels or like the auto scrolling levels that kind of break things up. And those are super fun on their own, right? Like it's trying to get that perfect run or remembering like how to jump and where and when. And those are nice. I do feel though, like overall, especially like the further you get in, like the more puzzle focused it gets, like the levels feel mostly empty. You're getting maybe like one enemy like in a 3 screen area that you have to like figure out how to utilize. So they're more like pieces of the puzzle than like anything to like hinder you or like make the gameplay more challenging.
Yeah. It
And
definitely doesn't feel like a cohesive level, right?
right.
In a lot of ways, it feels like it's sectioned off to like this is the one part where you need this to get this star. This is where you need to figure
Yes.
that out.
Yeah, you feel like you're entering the more you play, you feel like you're entering separate puzzle rooms is probably the
Yep.
best way to describe it under the guise of a platformer. You know what I mean? And it's not
Yep.
inherently bad, and it doesn't make the gameplay bad. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this game, like in most respects. I just think after a while and fairly early on, it starts to feel kind of formulaic. Especially because it's not overly challenging, right? Like if you die in this game, like you really fucked up. Like
Yeah.
it is not difficult. Like you should have 20 plus lives at all times. So
Yeah, and I think that I'm usually the guy that doesn't like super difficult stuff. But I think in this case it's a detriment because then the game turns into um if there's no challenge, then the motivation for the game is to get all the crystals in a
yes,
level.
but they cap them at such a low
And
level that it's not a challenge, right?
yeah, but I think they are low level, but yeah, I think that drags out the game more. That you're doing more of the same thing just to get these
Sure.
gems. Oftentimes, it'll be like do the puzzle and you go one way to get the star, and then it's like do that same puzzle again, except jump
Yes.
right this time and get
Right.
the crystals, right?
Yep. Yeah, you're right. And like it feels like you're sacrificing progression for collectibles and just yeah, you're doing the same loop 3 times in a row. Because that's what you
Yep.
need to get all you need to get the blue gem or the donut or whatever the fucking thing is, plus the 2 green gems. And yeah, you're right. It does get repetitive there. And I think that's kind of where I got to like I was most of the way through World 2. And I was just like, I can keep going and I'm enjoying this, but like I think I get it at this point.
Yeah.
I think the boss battles are really the highlight because like again, the backgrounds are super detailed. They're trying to do a lot of that 3D on the GBA like effect, and it looks really cool. But again, not challenging, right? It's 3 hit bosses. It's Klonoa. The patterns are super obvious, but it is very good. Like it is what Klonoa is. It's just kind of interesting because like I don't know that it was ever on my radar that this came to GBA, and apparently like there's a couple other games like an exclusive one in Japan on the GBA, and
Hmm.
I had no idea outside of PS1 and PS2 that this. I knew about the Wonder Swan one. Weirdly, I had no idea this was a thing though.
Well, we're just lucky we know what Klonoa is in the first place. I think that Namco is happy that at least we know that.
Yeah, yeah. Those games are and always have been like critically acclaimed darlings that no one purchased, and every single entry in that series is its price reflects that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
um, I think this is probably like while I find this incredibly enjoyable, I think it's probably like the weakest of the ones I've played, but that is not at all to say it's bad. It is a very good game. I just found the sound design as far as music and stuff for the GBA was acceptable, but it wasn't a standout where it could have been. Cutscenes were amazing. In-game graphics were very good. If not like what it reminded me of a lot was the Sonic Advance series. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm.
they did
Yep.
just enough to like kind of make it interesting, but it all felt somehow dull at the same point. Like after a while.
Yep. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying because it really does feel like, and I don't know if that's just like the sheen that Game Boy puts
Yeah.
onto it, or what the deal is exactly. Um, maybe the screen size.
Yeah, because it's like a little bit
Yeah.
wider, so like they're filling it with more texture. I
Yeah.
did find his little like "Rah" sound got really grating on me after a while, like to the point where I hated it a lot.
And this is nowadays these type of games are like this is my first game that you build in Unity, right?
Right?
There's like 10 of them a day that are released on
Yeah.
Steam. So the novelty of it is really nowadays this seems like pretty bare bones. Like if you put this out
Yeah.
now, people would be like, "Well, this is nothing to it." What?
Yeah. But in like 2000 or whatever when this came out, a well-crafted 2D platformer was like almost unheard of because
Mhm.
it had been 6-7 years of the PlayStation and 64, right? Like people were in the mood for new nostalgic feeling games, right? Like
Yep.
because the Game Boy Advance really like thrived on Nintendo just regurgitating its past Mario games and like putting stupid naming conventions on them, and we ate it up with the spoon, right? So like to get
Yep.
something that was like wholly original, it's kind of a big deal and
That
good.
felt like that. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. And nobody played the PS1 games. So just introduce,
yep, yeah. I never got it. I wanted to buy it, and my friends made so much fun of me when I showed them the demo. I was like, "This game's amazing," and they're like, "No." I was like, "Okay, I won't buy it."
it's not 3D.
Same thing happened with Silent Hill because I have terrible friends.
Hmm. Well, yeah.
So, all that said, where do you think you put this on the Byron Burn scale then?
Yeah. Like I said, I kind of sound down on it because in today's view, it's a
Right.
little simplistic and it is tough to place because I can't say it's a platformer. I mean, the
Right.
fact that most of the game is just finding an enemy to jump higher
Right.
is is really kind of a puzzle mechanic more than any type of platforming, really.
Yep.
And the collectathon stuff. But all that said, I really had a lot of fun playing it, and this is the type of game that I do enjoy quite a bit. And I it's got to be a buy for me. Like it's a good game, and there's not a ton on Game Boy Advance, outside Mario and Starfy. Don't forget Starfy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, there's I think this one is right up there with a lot of those type of platformers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll echo that. I would give it a buy also. Obviously, criticisms aside, I do think the fact that they went more puzzle works well for the platform that it was on in like I will knock out this level over the course of 10 minutes in a car ride and come back. Like I think that makes more sense than a traditional like platformer where you're running left to right in a straight line and you're over in 30 seconds. So I kind of see where they were going for in the game design. And yeah, minor complaints aside, I fully enjoyed it and probably will pick it up and play it through at some point. So,
Yep.
and I kind of have a soft spot for Klonoa. I think it's one of those games that
Yeah.
like did its job on every platform it came out on, which is kind of unheard of, right?
Yep. I think that's the important thing to note that if you have to like the mechanic of Klonoa,
Mm-hmm.
if you do not like that mechanic, you're going to hate this game. And I think there are people out there that don't enjoy that because they think it's a normal Sonic style where you run and jump and do all this stuff. It's not that.
And if you've never played a Klonoa game, but you like any Yoshi game, I suggest you play this and any Klonoa game because that is
That is, yeah.
basically Yoshi.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's
That's a good point. Did Yoshi have the second little oomph jump
before
before
Klonoa.
Klonoa?
Uh-uh.
I don't think
Klonoa,
so.
Klonoa came out in '97. When did let's look. When did Yoshi's Story come out? Well, no,
And I don't know if that's
it
in Yoshi's
did.
Story.
It did in Super Mario World Yoshi's Island, right? Did it have the float? Had to have. When did that come
That's a
out?
good. I'm trying to remember. That was pretty late though too. It
Right, it
was
might have been the
not
same time.
97 though. I don't think. It might have been 96.
Let's look. Yoshi's '95. Yep.
I'm
So
trying to
Yoshi
remember if I
Yoshi
even
beat it
had
to the
it.
punch. Yeah, just barely.
Ah,
Damn it. Trying to give Bandai Namco some attention, but Nintendo. So it's like, you know what they really need to do, and I know we got remasters of Klonoa and Klonoa 2, but like it really would have been cool to see them do like a full on like retrospective with like a full collection. You know what I mean?
yep.
And then not have it put out physically by limited run, please.
We got to get the digital extremes. Is that who's doing those?
Yeah, there you go. Digital Eclipse. Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
yeah, yeah. I've been itching to play that new um Angry Video Game Nerd game, but like I'm not giving limited run money. Like I'm not gonna do it. So I guess I'll end up buying the digital version at some point. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer they're holding so many good games hostage, kind of.
behind an asshat of a company. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. But Klonoa, Empire of Dreams. Give it a go. Highly recommend.
On Switch.
If you have Switch Online, play it.
Yep.
And I guess another short episode, which is mostly my fault because I don't have a life right now, but this is another episode in the books.
It's another one done. If you want to reach out to us, we are at weekendrentalpodcast@gmail.com. And we also do a movie podcast, which we're about to record the next movie. Just in time for Halloween.
Yep. That's how this works.
Yeah.
Just wait 11 months.
But that's on the Geekade Patreon exclusively over there. So you want to check them out because beyond hearing what we think about different movies, there's a lot of other good content that we think you'd enjoy over there. But that's going to do it this week. So be kind, rewind.